Alright, so that's a panel. And you all will get a chance to ask them whatever questions you have towards the end of the talk. So, guys, I want to start this conversation with trending styles. So, I just want to know what you've seen in 2015, what's been trending, and how do you think those trends will be different in the coming year? Anyone can go, whichever.
I think, yeah. Is this working? Yeah. I think 2015 was all about capes and dhoti pants and culottes, and I think back to the 70s more than anything else. I'm wearing a cape dress, and so I think, yeah, that's what I saw in 2015.
So, are you guys saying that the style from 70s and 80s is going to be continuing in 2016 as well?
No, I actually disagree. I think 2016 would have more the same trends that were in 2015. There was a lot of print mixing, like a lot of print on print, and also there was a lot of like royal hues. That people wore like dark hues with neutral colors. So I think more of that as compared to 70s trends going on.
Do you think that? So what do you think about the blogging community? As in US, UK, other parts of Europe, Australia, bloggers have way more likes than what we have right now in India. For them, having 5 million, 6 million likes is just very common. So, what is your take on it? Where do you think India is going in terms of blogging, in terms of marketing? Do you think bloggers are a great source of any business to start marketing and get returns and conversions?
I think in the past 2 years, there have been 100, like there's so many bloggers suddenly emerging in the Indian market. It's just been 2 years, and like we know so many faces now. And suddenly now we identify companies based on the faces of bloggers rather than the celebrities that we look at, because bloggers are so much more accessible than celebs, because you get to talk to them in their blogs and in their Instagram pages and their social media pages, and they actually reply back to you. So I think companies also realize that marketing their product through bloggers is much more feasible than marketing through a celeb, which will,
Yeah, and then to a consumer, it's then a lot more relatable because it's real people in the real world wearing their stuff and it works. So it's a lot more relatable than for people.
We don't necessarily have to have. Alright, so I have like last 2 questions for you guys. What do you all think about the concept of Zapyle, where we are bringing the whole concept of collaborative shopping, monetizing the whole fashion economy? So what are your takes on it?
I also love the storefront idea. So I think it caters all kinds of people then, because there are some people who would be like, oh no, I can't buy something that's second-hand, But this then also provides luxury fashion at a lower rate, but it's storefront and it's, it's not a second-hand product and stuff. So I really like, yeah, exactly.
I think if you're really into the whole fashion field, buying second-hand really won't be a problem.
Exactly.
Because I buy a lot of second-hand fur, like vintage fur, because like the animal isn't killed the second time if you buy like second-hand fur. So I invest a lot in second-hand fur, and generally I've never had a problem with it.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm saying in general, there are all kinds of people, all kinds of buyers. So it caters to.
I think people are more open-minded now when it comes to like second-handed goods.
Yeah.
I also think that Zapyle makes brands like these accessible to so many college-going students who aspire to buy these brands at some point in their life. And now it's like, at these prices, and they save up and they can buy a Louis Vuitton or a Burberry, and they, brings you some kind of happiness. I mean, it's material, but it does. I mean, we all want to have one of these in our closet, so yeah.
Okay, ladies, I think I got all my questions answered. Thank you so much for being patient. Now I'm going to open the questions to the audience. Do you guys have any questions? Feel free to ask me anything.
So congratulations, firstly. And since this concept is relatively new, and you said it's the first time in India, we've also heard of Purnia Qureshi, Purnia Pop-Up Shop, and all of us know that even she's doing a very similar kind of a business. But the other thing, what I also noticed is that we have only Western brands. I'm really looking forward to Indian brands. We would love to see Manish Malhotra saris and all the designer wear. So it would be really nice if you could encourage Indian designers. I would love to see that collection. Thank you.
Hi. So I'm a business journalist. I'm really impressed with how Zapyle and the whole segment itself is growing here. But I always thought that luxury shopping itself is an experience. It's not just about how great you look in a Jimmy Choo shoe. It's about the experience of going to a Jimmy Choo showroom and picking it up. I mean, you don't wear cargos and go to Jimmy Choo. You have to look to a particular standard. And I believe that everyone who uses such luxury products are also fond of that experience particularly. So in that situation, how would you say such a online version of it, when you're buying a Jimmy Choo online, you don't get that kind of an experience. So as fashion bloggers, how would you look at it? Do you think that it has kind of, does the customer lose out on something when they are buying a luxury item online?
I feel like it's better because all the brands come together in one place, you know. So we are not just looking at one type of brand that's offering only these many things. We are looking at so many brands and so many different types of product. I think that itself is another experience, and I think soon this whole luxury brand thing is soon going to go out of fashion. So
also, it's a trade-off of sorts, as in either you're having the experience and then you're paying triple the amount, or you're getting something affordable and
such a good price,
online. So it's your personal call then to decide which side you'd want to go.
Because some people prefer the experience, but some people do it because they want the product. So I guess it depends on everyone and what they feel.
And also, how many times will you buy like the products like from Jimmy Choo or let's say Louis Vuitton as well? Like you already go through the experience once or twice, but then after that, I think you just want to you rather buy it online because you've already been through the experience. So you rather not pay for the experience and just pay for the product instead at like a lower price.
Got your answer.
Thank you.